my little moan the other day, I decided that I was going to have to try something different, because I was like down to my last few shakes and I had quite a bit of omelette mix left over and porridge mix. Now the porridge isn't too bad. I'm not very keen on the bacon porridge, but the vanilla porridge is lovely, so I can cope with that. But what I decided to do, because like I say, I'm on the go a lot, I'm travelling quite a lot in my car, so it's not always convenient for me to stop and make an omelette. Simple as that. So what I've decided to do is to try my hand at making a frittata. Now, so what I've done here is I'm making 6 portions in one go. So that means that I'm not going to have to stop what I'm doing to grab something to eat. Now the frittata can either be served hot or cold, so I can just grab a piece out of the fridge whenever I'm hungry, which makes it a bit more convenient. So what I've done is I've taken 6 portions, so 6 times 27 is 162, so I've put 162 grams of the omelette mix into a mixing bowl along with 6 eggs. Not sure if you can see that. 6 eggs in there, and I have reduced the quantity of the amount of water that I'm actually putting in there, because what I find, even with the omelettes, is they're a little bit wet. And that's not very pleasant, so I've reduced the quantity of water. We'll see how it goes. I might have to add a little bit more water if necessary. Then what I've done is I've got a square dish, and it's like a flan dish, if you like, or a lasagna dish, and I've cross-lined it. So I've got 2 pieces of greaseproof paper, one going that way and the other going vertically. And then in there I've got mushrooms and broccoli. Now you can use any veg you want from the permitted vegetable list, but I chose on this occasion to have the broccoli and mushroom. So I will mix this up and I'll show you what I do next in a moment. Right, so that's now mixed up. I've got a nice mixture in there now. I did add some salt and some pepper, and I've added a touch of paprika and a little bit of chili powder to give it a bite, and now it just remains for me to pour it into the dish. So yeah, bear with me. This is the fun part. So just try and pour it over the vegetables as evenly as possible, making sure that the paper doesn't fold in on itself. Spoon and scrape that out. Right, so then what you do is you preheat your oven to 180 degrees C, and you put it inside the oven for 20 to 25 minutes. Check it after 20 minutes. If it still needs a bit more, put it in for another 5-10 minutes until it's set in the middle and it's going brown on top. And then it should be ready. So as soon as this is done, I'll get it out the oven and I'll show you what it's like. Okay, so I'm back. Right, so I've left it 25 minutes. I have now pulled it out the oven and I'm about to show you. It's red hot, so let me put my oven glove on. So this is my version of a frittata, Essens frittata, made with the omelette, and that looks really nice. So what you would do then is just cut that into 6 pieces. Like I say, you can put it in the fridge and you can just grab a piece as and when you're ready to eat. I've not tasted it yet. I'll let you know what it tastes like later, but just to recap, this is what I did. I put 162 grams of the omelette powder into a mixing bowl with 6 eggs, and I used 400 ml of water just to make it a little bit firmer. I added chopped up mushrooms and broccoli florets into a well, it's a lasagna dish, but you could use a round one, it doesn't really matter. And then I lined it with greaseproof paper in a crossways pattern. So I had one vertical, one horizontal. And then I poured the mixture, I blended the mixture. I actually did use a hand blender. It was a bit hard with the hand whisk. So I used a hand blender, and I added a little bit of paprika, a little bit of chili pepper, salt, pepper, and a bit of garlic salt, just to give it a bit of flavour. And then I poured the mixture on top of the vegetables into the bowl, and then I put it in the oven at 180 degrees for 25 minutes, and it's coming out looking perfect like that. So now all that's left for me to do is to chop it up and give it a try, so bear with me. Let's get a knife. Okay, knife. So I'm going to give that a chop into. Yeah, it is quite firm. So I was a bit worried whether it would still be soft in the middle, but it's firm. And I'm going to chop that into 6 pieces. Trying to get them all equal sized, so they provide the same amount of nutrition. And then I can actually lift this out using the paper that I put in. So I can grab a piece. It's stuck to this. So it's a bit stuck to the side. Just get that off with the knife. There we go. My miss. Get a plate to put it on so I can show you it. There we go. That's now on there. There you go. You can see it better now. I've chopped it into 6, so all that remains to be done now is to get a small plate, which I've got, and a slice thing. Take a slice of it. Now obviously when this cools down, it's going to be a bit firmer still, so I'll just be able to then go in the fridge and grab a slice. As you can see, there you go. Hot and steaming, all nice and firm throughout. Pop that onto a plate. Have a little taste, just get a fork for a moment. That was nice. That is actually much nicer than the omelette. So yeah, give that a try. And it's perfect, like I say, for a grab and go meal. So you're not having to mess about cooking every single time. 6 meals in one go. Result. See you later. Hi everyone, so today is the 18th of March and I've got tomorrow, Sunday, I've got 2 days left on the plan, so I must be on day 26, yeah. And I am getting to that point now where I'd sooner go hungry than face another omelette. Now let me give you a quick update on the frittata that I made. When I first took it out of the oven, it tasted lovely. When I cut it up into squares, into rectangles, and put it in tin foil inside the fridge, and then I came to eat it later, it had a very weird texture to it. It'd gone really solid. However, when I bit into it, it tasted okay. It was just, don't look at it first because it does look a little bit, right? But it tasted fine. Now, that's not the only reason I've come on to talk to you. Like I say, I still feel fine. I still feel absolutely fine. The only thing I have noticed is that my skin on my hands is going a little bit like parchment, very dry. And I think that's due down to the fact that there's not a heck of a lot of fat in this diet. Maybe it needs a little bit more, but you know, it is what it is, isn't it, at the end of the day. Now, what I really came to tell you about is phase 2 and 3. Now, as you know, the Essens Keto has got 3 phases, each lasting 4 weeks. So I'm on phase 1 at the moment, and I'm getting to that point now, like I say, where I'd sooner go hungry than face another omelette. And I am down to my last serving, probably about 3 servings of the shakes. And I've got bacon porridge left. I've got 1 serving of the vanilla, and I've got loads of bacon porridge left. I think that says a lot in itself. And I've got absolutely loads of omelette left. But I decided that I would open phase 2 and 3, which was delivered last week, but I'd not opened it because it's just sat there in the box. I didn't want to get it all out at that point. Now, inside phase 2 and 3, not forgetting that you're now introducing, in phase 2 and 3, you go on to reintroduce normal meals for 2 of your meals a day. You've got enough bags of stuff to last you for 8 weeks, right? So, and you've also got 2 lots of Keto Firm and 2 lots of the omega-3 and 6. So 2 lots of that and 2 lots of that. The only difference, now there's a couple of differences between phase 1 and phase 2 and 3. The main difference being that there are no omelettes at all in phase 2 and 3, which I found, you know, that just sort of like, yay! No omelettes, great. I'm fed up with omelettes. So that's the biggest difference between the 2 packs. Oh, and there's no shaker in phase 2 and 3. Now then, one thing I noticed is if you really, really detest these omelettes, now don't get me wrong, the omelettes are really nice when you first start having them, but when you're having them if you're having the same meal all the time, every day, and it's basically the same stuff no matter how you do it, whether you do it as a frittata, whether you do it as a what to call it, fondue, is it? Or fung or something, or fung something, right? The Chinese version, yeah, if you do it as that, it's still a variation on the same theme, and at the end of the day, it's still an omelette. so you know, I mean, there's no variety, so you get fed up of eating it. So the fact that there's no omelette in this phase 2 and phase 3, happy days, yes. Unfortunately, they're not shake. There's 2 of them. Yeah. I've still got the chocolate one though, so I have still got a chocolate shake, but only 1 of those. So I could still mix it with the nut and make a Nutella shake, which is, I find, quite more bearable. You get 2 of the strawberry and the banana, which is my favourite. So you get 2 of these ones. That's one of my favourites. And you get a cherry and vanilla shake, and you get a vanilla porridge, and you get another bacon porridge. Ugh, why couldn't they put 2 vanilla in? Anyway, enough said. What that means for me, from my point of view, because I really did not like that phase 1 that much, I have got shakers already in my cupboard simply because I've done meal replacement plans before. I won't say who with, but I've got shakers. And the only difference between the shakers I've already got and the shakers that Essens provide in the first box is the Essens one has got 2 screw-in things that goes on the bottom that you can actually put a serving of shake into, so carry it with you. But to me, equally, you could do that in one of them, what do they call them grip seal bags. You could put a serving in that, stick that in your bag with your shaker, and you've got the same thing, haven't you? So to me, if you really don't like omelettes, go straight for the phase 2 and phase 3 pack because it's cheaper for a start. So why would you go through phase 1 other than the fact it's got omelettes in it? Just my opinion on that. I would as sooner have had the shakes in the first pack. I would as sooner have had more shakes in the first pack than all the omelette they gave me. Now what I'm going to do now is actually start on phase 2 and phase 3. Not actually the phase, I'm not going to start that till Monday, but I'm going to swap out some of that omelette that I've got in the phase 1 pack and put some shakes into the phase 1 pack, more shake into the phase 1 pack, because it's the only way I'm going to keep saying. That said, I'm at a wedding tomorrow, so I am going to have to come off the plan. I will follow it as much as I can. I'll still have my breakfast as porridge. I will still have a shake around about 11 o'clock. And then when we go to the wedding in the afternoon, I'm hoping it's going to be a buffet arrangement where I can just go along and choose the protein things like chicken legs, you know, cut meat, and they'll have some salad there. That's like what I'm hoping for, because if that is the case, then I'm going to be fine. I'm not really deviating from the plan that much. It would be more like going into phase 2 a bit early. But they do say that you can attend social events and then it will slow down your weight loss, but it won't completely ruin the plan for you. So, which is good, because I'm going on holiday in about 3 weeks as well. So, and there's fat chance of me following the plan when I'm going on holiday. So, I have got my phase 2 and 3. I am quite pleased about the shakes being there, because the shakes are lovely, apart from the nut, which I'm not keen on. But the shakes are lovely. The rest of them, the strawberry, the cherry, the chocolate. I can even stand the vanilla porridge. It's just a bacon porridge, which is not so good. You know, maybe it's a taste thing. You know, I know the Scots eat savoury porridge, but it's not the sort of thing that I'm used to, and it's not something I can really get my head around. No matter how I try, it's not something I can actually enjoy. So, but yeah, so far, let me give me my verdict so far. My verdict so far is, yeah, it's great for weight loss. Yeah, I feel fantastic, 100%. As far as dreading it, do you remember when I was started, I was dreading it? Well, as far as that is concerned, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. And now I've been on it a few weeks, I've got through it. And it's not been as bad as I thought it was going to be, like I say, but it does need a little bit of tweaking. So yeah, happy days, and I'm just going to carry on with it. Now, I'll come on tomorrow when I get to the wedding and give you an update as to what food is available for me. I won't be drinking unless there's a toast to the bride and groom and we've got to have a glass of champagne. A glass of champagne ain't going to ruin the diet. So I'll come on tomorrow and let you and give you a quick update with regard to what food's available and how we'll cope at the wedding. All right, so I shall speak to you tomorrow. Hi guys, right, so I'm at this wedding and I have managed to find a low-carb meal. So I'll just turn the camera around so you can see what I've got. So what I've stuck with here is like the beef bourguignon and some ratatouille and some salad. So I have really kept it low carb, so I'm being good. I have got a glass of wine. But that's the only glass of wine I'm having all night. The rest of the night I'm on slimline tonic, so I'm driving as well, so that's a good thing, isn't it? And I won't have a hangover tomorrow. Good morning, and today is the 21st of March, and I have just completed the full 4 weeks of phase 1 on Essens Keto, and it's gone okay. Saturday, when I was at the wedding, in the evening they had a buffet and there wasn't a single thing on it that didn't have carbs in it. So in the end, what I did was I got a couple of pieces of quiche and just ate the egg part of it without eating the crust and the pastry. So I got through okay. I had a couple of glasses of wine. I mean, it was a wedding. And that's about it, because I was driving. So yeah, did okay, got through it. So let's see how much damage I've done. Although I'm strongly suspecting now, because you know I had quite a poor weight loss last week, strongly suspecting that it'll probably take a week for any difference to be seen, you know, going off the plan and that. So, but let's go and have a look and see whether I've lost any weight this week or not. Right, so let's get this turned on. I'll zoom in on it in a sec because the reflections on it. Just let's get the weight first of all. There we go. As you can see, 13 stone 10. So overall, over the 4 weeks, I've lost 12 pounds, which is pretty damn good, I think. 12 pounds in 4 weeks. I'm very, very happy with that. So that's a 3 pound weight reduction since last week and 12 pound overall. So taking into account the 6 pound I lost on Essence Slims, what's that, 12 ones,
1 stone 4 pound I've lost since January, so I'm quite happy with that, and I can feel it in my clothes. Nothing's tight anymore, and I still feel blooming fantastic. I really do. I can't even tell you how I feel. I just feel alive, whereas before I just felt so sluggish about everything. So yeah, I'm moving on to phase 2 today, which now incorporates 2 proper meals every day. So I can have both meals have got to be high protein, low carb. But there's things like tomatoes. I can eat tomatoes again, and onions, and I can also introduce meats like 100 grams of beef, I think it is, and or 150 grams of cottage cheese, 50 grams of feta cheese, that type of stuff. So, and I can have proper omelettes instead of the protein based omelettes, which are okay but do have a bit of a strange texture. So I am looking forward to this phase, and I'll post a couple of the meals that I'm having. But bye for now. I'm going to get dressed, and yeah, happy days, yay!